Hello dear learners, welcome back once again. Today we are on the verge of concluding this topic, that is the analysis of continuous beam by the application of Clapeyron's three moment theorem. Today we are going to consider a very specific case which seems to be very critical as us to understand, and that case is a beam with a sinking effect where the supports are at the different levels. Let us see the today's problem. Here we can see a continuous beam having the specific properties. The lengths are being shown. L1 is equal to 6, L2 is equal to 6 and L3 is equal to 3, whereas the moment of inertia for the various spans are 2i for AB, 2i again for BC, and I is equal to for the CD. Now here in this case it has been said that the support C is sinking down by 5 millimeter. The value of I and E are given in this particular problem. Now let us see what is to be done with the analysis of this problem. See, whenever we are going to come across a fixed beam or a continuous beam, we know what is to be done. We have to construct the free bending moment diagram. This is necessary because for the application of Clapeyron's theorem, certain parameters are to be worked out and those are to be substituted into the governing equation of Clapeyron's theorem. So here I have drawn the free bending moment diagram and I have worked out the various parameters required for the further analysis, like areas of the free bending moment diagram for the specific spans AB, BC and CD. So A1, A2 and A3 are the areas, whereas X1, X2 and X3 are also worked out. So as a habit, I know that I have to work out the value of x1, x2 and x3 about the center of the span under consideration. So when I will be considering the span ABC, I have to work out the value of x1 about point B, and when I will be considering the another span BCD, so the value of x is to be found out about point C, that is the center of the spans under consideration. So here I have worked out from this free bending moment diagram A1 x1, A2 x2 and A3 x3. These are x1, x2 and x3. So here you can see this being somewhat eccentric free bending moment diagram. So here it's not symmetrical. So in that case, let us see how we have to work out the value of x1. So here the value of that has been worked out by 2 by 3 of 4, that is I am working out the value about point B. So 2 by 3 of what? Of the remaining span away from point B, that is 4. Or we can do total span plus span nearby the point under consideration, that is point B, that is 2, that is 6 plus 2 divided by 3, and that is been worked out near point B. Similarly, A2 value, this being all these are triangles, so half base into height are the area of the triangles, and x2 value I have worked out. This is a symmetrical figure, so x2 value is half of the total length, that is 6 by 2 equal to 3, and same is the case with this x3. This is symmetrical again, so it is half the length of that span CD. So after working out the value of A1 x1, A2 x2 and A3 x3, further we have to move ahead by the application of Clapeyron's theorem. So here I am considering the span ABC, and where we have to apply the Clapeyron's theorem. So here I have drawn the governing equation here. So this is the governing equation in which I have considered the effect of sinking. Prior to that, we know what is to be done with the extreme supports, which are simple supports. So there the bending moment will be equal to 0. Similarly, you can see here MA is equal to 0 as well as MD is equal to 0. These values will be used further for the further analysis. So here this is the governing equation where there is a sinking effect of the support. Moving ahead, one more time I will be drawing the governing equation, and we know that here point C, in consideration of span ABC, C point is sinking below. So here you can have the understanding that I have introduced the effect due to the sinking, and we know that whenever there will be a sinking effect, there will be introduction of the moment due to the sinking effect, which will try to reinstate the sinking in that particular beam. So here I have introduced this particular new term for the spans AB and BC. Moving ahead, we have to work out the value of delta 1 and delta 2. So here delta 1 and delta 2 are corresponding sinking or the deflection at that particular point B and C. So here we'll try to understand how to find out the value of delta 1 and delta 2. Delta 1 is the net effect of deflection near point BA or this particular point B for the span BA, whereas delta 2 is the net deflection of the span BC. So here delta 1 is delta B minus delta A, whereas delta 2 is delta B minus delta C. So here you can understand one more specific thing here. I am working out the value of delta 1 and delta 2 about the center of the span, that is about about point B. So here you can see delta B minus delta A, delta B minus delta A, and for the next delta 2, delta B minus delta C. So here already we know delta B is equal to 0. There is no sinking at this particular point B. Whereas at delta A also there is a sinking equal to 0. So delta 1 is equal to 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. But this doesn't happen for the another span BC. So here delta 2 is equal to delta B minus delta C. So here delta B, that is the sinking near near point B, is equal to 0. So here delta B is equal to 0, whereas for point C there is a sinking of 5 millimeter. So here minus 5. So delta B, no sinking at B, so equal to 0, and delta C there is a sinking of 5 millimeter downwards, so minus 5. So delta 2 comes out to be equal to 0 minus 5 is equal to minus 5, and in meters it is minus 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. So all these various values, that is a1, a2, a3, x1, x2, x3 and delta 1 and delta 2 are now to be substituted in this, and beyond that one more value we know, that is ma is equal to 0 due to the extreme support, which is simple support. So substituting back all these values in this governing equation, what we have is this. So ma is equal to 0, the value of moment of inertias are different, so very utmost care is to be taken while substituting the value of moment of inertia for the corresponding span. So I have substituted all the values here. So you can see here delta 1 was 0, so delta 1 by L1 and delta 2 by L2. So after simplifying this, I am coming across this particular equation. So simplifying this, 12 mb by I 3 mc by I is equal to 160 by I plus 145 by I plus E into this delta value. Is it okay? Now looking at this particular thing, here there I is missing, here I is missing. So what I did, I simply multiplied both the sides by I. So on the left hand side, when I multiply by I, all I in the denominator get cancelled. Similarly, same effect happens on the right hand side. So here both the I get cancelled, but here there was no I and I have multiplied it, so it becomes EI into delta. So after simplifying that by putting the value of E and I get a new equation number 1, that is equal to 12 mb plus 3 mc is equal to minus 940. So this is how I have to work out the effect of sinking about an individual span. So delta 1 about point B and delta 2 about point C for this span under consideration, that is ABC. Moving ahead, what we have to do is, now in this case I have to consider the second span BCD, and in this case delta 1 is near C and delta 2 is near D. On the same lines, delta 1 is equal to net deflection about point C for the span CB, and delta 2 is the net deflection about point D for the span CD. Once again, I will be working out the value of delta about point C as the center of this particular span under consideration. So delta C is what, or delta 1 is what? Delta C minus delta B, whereas delta 2 will be what? Delta C minus delta D. Here you can see delta B or delta at B was equal to 0. Similarly, delta at D equal to 0. Only there is a deflection or the sinking effect about point C. So putting those values here, delta 1 is equal to delta C minus delta B. Delta C is already 5 millimeter and delta B is equal to 0 as there is no sinking at this point B. So simplifying this, we are getting delta 1 is equal to 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 in terms of meters. Similarly for delta 2 is equal to delta C minus delta D. Delta C is 5 and delta D is 0. Delta D is 0 because there is no sinking of this particular support D. So again simplifying delta 2, we are getting 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Now all these various values which we have already worked out are to be simply substituted into the governing equation of the Clapeyron's 3-moment theorem. So here you can see a Clapeyron's 3-moment theorem which has been applied for the span BCD. Now MB L2 I2, we know I2 is different, that is 2I. Similarly 2MC L2 by I2 plus L3 by I3 plus M3 MC L3 by I3. On the right hand side, A2 X2 and A3 X3 along with I2 and L2 I3 L3 are occurring. Similarly delta 1 and delta 2 already we have worked out here. So putting all these values which we have already worked out in this governing equation, I get this new equation. Now after simplifying this, and again we did the multiplication of I on both the sides, so we are going to come across a new equation, that is MB plus 4MC is equal to 195. So we have to take a outmost care while having the simplification of this governing equation of Clapeyron's theorem, because we have to substitute all these values which we have already worked out very cautiously along with the value of delta 1 and delta 2 along with I2 and I3. So we have to do it very peacefully and with a greater patience, and then we have to do the mathematical calculation. Another thing which we have to keep it in mind is when we are dealing with the Clapeyron's theorem, this effect of sinking doesn't have any I and rest of the terms are having the value of I. So for cancelling that effect, I am just multiplying both the sides by I. So I on the remaining part is going to get cancelled and it will remain with this particular effect of delta. So simplifying that, we are getting this equation number 2. Moving ahead, as we know that we have already found out equation number 1 and equation number 2 which has two unknowns, that is MB and MC. So two unknowns, two equations, solving them simultaneously we get a value of MB and MC. So here we can see the simplification. We got MB is equal to 96.55 kilonewton meter and MC is equal to minus 72.88 kilonewton meter. After finding out all these various values, there is nothing left as an unknown in this particular specific case. Now moving ahead, we know what is to be done. We have to draw all the bending moment diagrams. So let us draw the bending moment diagrams one by one. So this is a free bending moment diagram, and next diagram is the fixed moment diagram. Now after getting these two bending moment diagram, the last job is to superimpose both these two diagrams so that we can work out the resultant value of the bending moment about that particular point. So this is how we have superimposed both the bending moment diagram and we can work out the resultant about that support B and C, whereas at support A and D, as being a simple support, their bending moment has to be equal to 0. So this is how we have to be very much careful related to the sinking effect when it occurs into the continuous beam. So I hope you have understood how the analysis of the continuous beams are to be done for the various cases. So this is what we have for today, and in the next class probably we'll be dealing with some new article which will be again related with some module. So this is what we have for today. Hope you have understood the analysis of this beam where there is a sinking effect. So have a nice time. Thank you.